Welcome to BharatShakti. This is Larsen Gupta. Our very special guest today is Mr. Jose Porto, Managing Director of Navantia India, and which is a 300-year-old company which is owned by the Spanish government, which is involved in the maritime industry display. I think people do a lot of production and piece of rep.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, that's true.
Thank you so much for joining. If you want,
Thank you so much.
you're coming here.
Thank you so much.
I know I also made you wait a little bit, but I hope you don't mind that.
No, doesn't matter.
So let's start from the basics. Here at this, Spain in India forum, what brings you here?
What brings me here to the
This particular forum?
Oh, yes, I mean, we are having a lot of support from the government, as I said, particularly from the Spanish ambassador. And this forum is a very big opportunity to, initiate a discussion with Indian companies, with other Spanish companies. And of course, this forum allows us to show why we are here and what we are pursuing and what we are after. So for us, being part of the forum and the panelists has been has really welcomed.
Mm-hmm. And Navantia, I understand, is bidding for the Indian submarine piece by one ideal.
Yes, that's true.
As a tie-up with the Larsen and Toubro.
Yes, that's true.
I also understand that you're willing to give us the AIP or an air propulsion.
Yes. So this is one of the what I see is that the P-75 is a kind of break-even point from India. Of course, they want to increase the submarine capability, but at the same time, they want to build their own capability to, after this program, being able to design submarines. That means they want to be self-reliant. So one of the key requirements of this standard is the transfer of technology and achieving the indigenous content. And this is something that Navantia is willing to address.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's part of our background and our approach to different countries over the last 20 years.
Okay. So would that mean that once you get this contract done, would that mean that we would be jointly considering exporting the product as well, perhaps? Or is it only an India-specific thing?
At this stage, we haven't entered in that kind of conversation. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, if we are aware with a kind of this such a massive, complex contract with L&T, of course, we are going to look to other future opportunities to keep working together for other countries, for sure, 100%. We are here to try to build something with our partner, and not just looking at the Indian market, but also other potential markets in the region.
Are there any other previous relationships that you have with Indian companies?
Of course, as part of the SCOPIN program, we had a relationship with Masagon. We, as you probably are aware, as you maybe are aware, we were designing the Scorpion submarines jointly with the French. So we were part of the enterprise, Naval Group, MDL, and Navat. So and in this work really well.
So this particular submarine that you're talking about, that would be a very, very unique product, right? It would be something that's already there in the market. How would it be different from the conventional submarines?
I mean, the AAP, the conventional submarines, at the end of the day, the submarines, the propulsion has electric motor, a propeller, and batteries. The way that you can charge the batteries is through diesel generators, right? But at the end of the day, if you only have diesel generators and you want to charge the batteries, you can dive. You need oxygen. So the more you need to charge the batteries, the more likely someone will detect you, because you are not diving underneath. The AIP allows you to charge the batteries while you are diving. So you can stay more time diving and the likelihood of being detected is much less.
I see.
Let's put it this way, it's an alternative to a nuclear propulsion.
Right. How many other countries have this technology?
At this stage, only the Germans has developed this kind of, not only the Germans, but Sweden and Germany have developed a kind of AAP system. Of course, India is under a program in which they are developing their own AAP system. Not quite sure how they are at this stage, but there are not too many countries that were able to develop such an amazing system.
What about China, America?
They don't need to develop this system because at the end of the day they have nuclear propulsion.
Nuclear power.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's traditionally the conventional powered submarines, which this is an improvement on.
Of course, definitely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a massive change in a conventional submarine. It allows you to dive during more time, and the consequence is that you cannot be detected, or it's much harder to be detected.
What are the other products that you'd be sort of interested in trying to sort of, produce in India? India doesn't have, and we could jointly do a good.
We are also after the program of 4 amphibious vessels for the Indian Navy. We work in the past with LNT too.
Mm-hmm.
We submit several proposals collectively together, and now we are just waiting for the MOD to approve the acceptance of necessity and release the new request for proposal. So we are just expecting that moment. Hopefully it will come in very soon. And in this case, our intention is again to keep working with LNT, because for us, it's the best partner that we can find in India.
Mm-hmm. And other than maritime products in the sense of the ship?
Sure, yeah. This is something that I'm not quite across, but my company has a division which is called Synergies, that is nowadays leading the way in Europe around jackets for maritime turbines. So I know that my company, again with LNT, are working together and are thinking of signing a kind of agreement to try to look at potential opportunities, not only in India, but in other countries.
Mm-hmm.
So, and as I said, as far as I know, we are leading the way in Europe. The company is putting a lot of effort and research on this business. And hopefully we are going to be able to make something together, both LNT and Navantia.
Yes, I do wish you all the best with that.
Thank you so much.
I know you're busy with this conference and things, so let me end with the last question. Personally, how long have you had a relationship with India? You, as a human.
I landed 1.5 years ago.
Okay.
And since then, I just discovering the country. So this is a massive country, very complex, with many languages, and it's something that it worth to explore, right? You need your whole life to discover India. There is no other way, and so we have the like the clock that's telling you that time is running.
Mm-hmm.
Time is going by. So we are enjoying. I'm enjoying the life here in India.
Sorry. So, was the notion that you had of India before you came here, did this sort of meet up that expectation, or was it something totally different? Because you must have had some idea of India before you came here, and when you landed here, were they very different from what you'd imagined it would be?
No, it's hard to know what is going on in a country unless you start living there. You also have some expectations. You know something about the country. Maybe you read something, you see something in the news, but it's hard to realize how is the country till you are there. I spent 5 years in Australia, and I had a perception of Australia that I had to through through the window when I arrived in Australia, because it was quite different than I thought. And this is pretty much the same with India, right? So you need to leave the country before getting or coming up with some thoughts about the country. And what I can say today is that it's a beautiful country to discover. You have, let's say that you have some challenges that you have to face, but once you are able to disregard, some issues, I mean, it's amazing.
Does the food agree with you?
Pardon?
Does the Indian food agree with you?
The food. I love the Indian food.
Okay, so
I mean,
you're not worried about spice?
Not at all.
Okay.
It's one of the things that I thought once I decided to come over. I love the Indian food. We don't have too many Indian restaurants in Spain, particularly in the small cities. Unless you go to big cities like Madrid or Barcelona, it's hard to find an Indian restaurant. But it's something that I discovered long time ago. And of course, it's something that I love, the Indian food, the spicy, the colors, the flavor. It's amazing, yes. And I don't have an issue with the spice at all.
That's good to know. That means, you're going to have a good time now.
Of course, definitely.
So with that, let's conclude, because I know you have a hectic schedule. I also wish you and Navantia all the very best.
Thank you.
Things will work out.
Hopefully. Thank you.
One or the other.
We hope so.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
But
Thank you
that's
so
good,
much.
Here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And I appreciate you taking time out.
Thank you very much for coming over. Thank you.
That was Mr. Jose Porto, the Managing Director of Navantia India, talking to us about Navantia's relationship with India and the bid for the P-75I submarine, which has AIP, which only they can offer to us right now. And I do hope you enjoyed this show, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till we meet again, this is Ramananda Sengupta signing off.